Do a little prayer first. Miss Starry Hilder had a
I don't know who that is.
She's that one lady that we're subscribed to her. She,
okay. Can you flip that down a little bit so people can see us?
Yeah, sure thing, my love. Let's get it on.
Oh, you're singing for everybody?
Sure, might as well.
Oh, we do have it. It's right here. Wait for everybody to migrate over. She kind of wound up a little bit early.
She wound it up early on us. I was hanging till 5 minutes left and she ended.
Yeah.
Okay. They pouring in. But
It's not telling me
how many we got in
here. You must have changed something on your settings or something.
Yeah, it's me.
It doesn't really matter.
Boom, boom, boom.
Don't matter. So, is James in here?
I didn't see him yet.
Because he was asking about it, and I didn't want to take over. Her chat, because that's something that really.
that's bad mojo.
Like, I really don't like it when that happens. So, I wanted him to just kind of
give everybody a few minutes to get on in here.
Alrighty.
There's James. Hey, James.
Hey, James. Okay, so here's the deal. What? Go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
James, we weren't trying to be rude,
abrupt, or anything.
But that was her chat. That was her live stream, and we didn't want to trample on that, bro. That's why we were like that.
Just like I cut it out there too loud.
We projected.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a big thing of mine. And it's just, I think, when I was younger, my mom always taught me to treat others the way I want to be treated. And
why are you so mean to me?
So I don't because I like it when you're mean to me. No, I don't really like it when people come in while I'm trying to talk. Now, it's one thing to just have banter back and forth, and that's fine. But when you're trying to push your own agenda during my chat, that kind of gets a little...
Right. Okay.
It's distracting.
We'll give it a few more minutes.
Okay. That's why I was just doing this instead of talking about it.
James says he understands, and he sent us a PM.
Okay. So. Yeah. So, what I was going to tell you, James, is it's kind of funny you're asking about lemongrass. That's actually what we're going to talk about tonight. So, what?
Nothing?
So that was kind of cool that you asked about that. I don't know if it was like subliminal messaging because we kind of were talking about it the other day. But we do have some lemongrass, and we can hook you up with that. Okay. What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Uh-huh. Okay. What time is it?
Okay, it is 8:58.
You got any more people?
We got like 2 minutes.
Any comments of anything?
Left.
Anything I even want to know about?
I can't even tell how many people in the room. I don't know what's going on with our counter.
Kitty will tell you in a minute.
Yeah, Kitty will tell us. Kitty's cool like that. So while we're waiting on everybody to get in here, that way Mama can knock out the lemongrass class. Want to take a second and let's say a quick prayer. Quick prayer for Miss Starry Hilder and Wayne from Wayne's Country Living. Last week his family suffered a loss with their father-in-law.
Right.
Well, he told me today that
now it's his mother-in-law.
His mother-in-law suffered a stroke. I think it was last night or this morning, and this afternoon they were taking her into surgery. And I haven't heard anything back. I seen him in the other chat. But he said it was the same old. So I don't know if he's here yet or not. But so while we're waiting on everybody to get here, says Starry is able to walk though. Praise God.
All right.
She was able to break. What everything's coming through. It was a motorcycle accident. And she broke her neck.
She broke her neck and she can walk. That is
praise God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So let's pray real quick. Father God, we come to you tonight, Lord, with heavy hearts. Lord, one of our friends, brothers, his family is hurting, Lord. Lord, we ask you to look over Wayne and his family as they're going through these tough times, Lord. Let them know that you're there. Wrap your arms around them, Lord, and let them know that your will be done. Father, we ask that you take constant care of his family. Lord, we praise you with the news that Miss Hilder is able to walk. Lord, we ask that you continue to lay your hands upon her. Lord, we know she is a sister in faith. God, we ask that you be with us tonight in this class. Lord, let everybody get everything that you want them to get out of it. Because it's in your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So, all right. Real quick. We got to do channel shout-outs today. I know it's your class, and I'm sorry, but I kind of stumbled across one of my channel shout-outs, one of her videos today, and it just grabbed a hold of my heart, and she grabbed a hold of my heart, and with her southern drawl, she
her happy-go-lucky.
Her happy-go-lucky, because I watched her. It's Farmer Meemaw, y'all. That's my channel shout-out. I watched her. She made vinegar with the pineapples, the rinds of the pineapples, and then I watched another one where she was going to. Oh, everybody stand up! President's here, Mr. President.
You are not right in the head.
But one of the things that I love about her is one of her vlogs. She was in her truck.
Right, and you were telling me about it.
And she was going, and she went over the bump. She whole body balance. She said, "Woo, there's a little bump right there." And she was blessing folks' heart, and she gave eggs an extra like 2 syllables when she said it. It was awesome. So that's my channel shout out is Farmer Meemaw. I know most of y'all know Farmer Meemaw, love Farmer Meemaw, but she was kind of new to me, and
we've seen her a couple times in the chat.
She's been in the chat, but being able to put the face with the name, and she likes her kombucha.
Yeah, her booch.
Her booch.
Yeah.
So, okay, your channel shout out
is Rain Country Homestead.
Rain Country Homestead.
Very small channel right now, like less than 100 subscribers. Still starting out with her videos. I think she only has like 6 or 7 videos. But she caught my eye because I was looking up something to do with cucumbers, because when we were at Aldi, they were like 29 cents a piece. So I started looking, and her thing came up with lacto-fermenting cucumbers, which we do lacto-fermenting with like sauerkraut and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. So I started watching. She has a video on making vinegar and things like that. So it looks like she's really got some great knowledge to share. She's just getting started, so I'm excited. What?
You know who else did a shout out to Rain Country this week?
Who?
Mr. President.
How am I going to be serious when you keep doing that?
Okay. Now, all that's done and out the way. All right, Mr. President, we sure hope you enjoy tonight's show. Just duck. And
take it away.
Take it off, Mama.
Okay, so we're going to talk about lemongrass. Lemongrass is a pretty popular oil. People use it a lot, and I understand why. After going through, I mean, I know what I use it for, but I started doing some more research just to kind of give you guys a lot more information. And I am still baffled by why an oil that has this many properties and things that it can do or help with, I don't understand why it's as cheap as it is. I really don't. It's one of the cheaper oils. I'm not gonna lie about that. But across the board, whatever company you go to, even if you just look it up on Amazon, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I would recommend a therapeutic grade wherever you go. And the reason for that, especially in this situation, is lemongrass you can ingest. You can actually eat. You can put it in a capsule. People use lemongrass just for flavoring in their food. So it's not something that you have to worry about ingesting, like last week when we were talking about cedarwood. Funny story. I'm gonna dime you out. This is how great we were really happy. What is that face for?
Nothing. Keep going.
No, you have to read that. No, read it.
Mr. President has 100 feet of lemongrass. 4 foot tall lemongrass.
Yes.
Way to go, Mr. President.
Yes, lemongrass. And here's the thing. It's not just the oil. What I'm getting ready to tell you is just the plant in general. You can make a tea out of it. You can use the oil in a tablet form, in a vegetable caplet. Lemongrass is amazing, guys. There is so much going on with this. The first recorded history of lemongrass goes all the way back to the 1700s. They used to use it in the Philippines, or actually the 1600s. And then in the 1700s, it shows up again, like in Jamaica. It didn't really show up here in the United States until like right after World War II, like in 47-ish, like 1945, 47, somewhere around in there. Now, a lot of the production of lemongrass for oils and stuff is everywhere. I mean, they harvest it just about anywhere you can. One thing I like about doTERRA is I was watching a video that they put out. They actually harvest theirs in India, and the reason that they do that in southern India is because it gets so much rainfall, and the rainfall actually makes the plant produce more citral, and that citral helps fight against a whole number of things, which I'm getting ready to tell you about. So I thought that was pretty interesting that they were using the nature of the plant, just like we try to do on our farm. We try to use the nature of the animal, and whether it be to trap it or to raise it, we let a pig be a pig, we let the cow be the cow. They let the lemongrass grow in an area where it's nice, and because apparently it really likes rainfall and it produces more citral. Okay, so first thing about lemongrass, it smells great. Is there anybody in the room that doesn't like the smell of lemongrass if they've smelled it? I want to know that.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know. We'll keep going.
Okay, so it's a deodorizer. And I'll give you an example. About a month ago, I had a little critter crawl up into my AC unit. And it died, and it stunk, and it was horrible. Once it had finally started to break down a little bit, and I was able to tolerate it, I started putting lemongrass onto a napkin, and then I just put it in the AC vent and blew the fan. And that lemongrass took away that odor, that lingering odor. So really good for deodorizing, fragrance. Another thing it's really good for is for your skin. It's antiseptic and it's an astringent. So anywhere from acne all the way to dry scalp. You can use it for oily hair. You can put it in just in a rinse with your hair, let it sit for like 2 minutes and then rinse it out. It'll help with your skin, overall skin. Another thing that it's really good for is it's an analgesic. Analgesic is pain, having to do with pain reduction. It's soothing. I used lemongrass a lot when I worked at Arby's. I got a form of tennis elbow from flipping fries, and it would get into my wrist, and also my elbow would get really, really sore. And I could put lemongrass on it, and not only would it help take away some of the pain, but it would also help loosen up the tension that was in the muscle to help it kind of stretch out more. Have you got some questions? Okay.
Lonely Prepper wants to know if you're going to be doing it in carpet, if you're going to be trying to deodorize carpet, should you use full strength or cut it down? And to go along with that, Park Family says she has, I didn't get all of it, but I think she had like 3 or 4 boys. Will it help remove the smell of pee?
For urine.
Yeah. No, pee.
Yes, but not remove it. I think it will. It's a deodorizer. But what I really think would work even better for the smell of urine is if you get a wide glass bowl, and fill it with white vinegar. White vinegar will naturally absorb the odors in the air. You can spray the area with a little bit of vinegar water, and that will help as well. And you can throw the lemongrass in there, shake it up, and kind of give it a little natural scent, kind of to help it I don't want to say mask it, but kind of give it something else to smell like. What was the first one? Was about
if you're going to try to deodorize carpet, should you use full strength or cut it?
Well, the first question is, are you using, because I know like your mom has one of those rainbow that has like the water, steam, something. If you're going to use something like that, then I would just put it in the water for what you're steaming. If you're going to clean your carpet or vacuum your carpet, I would just take a spray bottle, put water and some lemongrass in it, spray it over the carpet, and then let it sit for a few minutes and then vacuum it.
Okay. Homesteading with Dutch asked, I got this question.
Okay.
If you could use lemongrass to catch bee swarms.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's what they say.
No.
There
are people that have done it. You just don't have luck with it.
That's what they say. Okay? I tried it numerous times. I even put a swarm of bees in the beehive that we use lemongrass for, and they took off. So in my experience, no.
Ask Gopher Green. Gopher Green has had great luck with it. I think the application is what matters. And I don't know enough about it. We're going to do some more research about it because we definitely need to catch a swarm or 2 this year. But I know that it is an attractant. Now, whether or not you'll actually attract a swarm with it, I don't know. I have to look that, I have to do a little bit more research on how it's used to get that to happen. But I do know that when I've had lemongrass on and I'm close to the beehive, back when we had the bees, I did have a couple of dive bomb situations. So,
Donna said, well, maybe my bees are spoiled. Well, maybe.
Yeah, and that's true too, So, but yes, I have heard that you can use lemongrass as an attractant for beehive keeping. But again, I would do a little bit more research about it to see exactly how it's applied and used in order to make it effective. Would be my caveat. Now going back to what?
I'm so sorry, Steele.
What?
Her bees died a week ago. We just suffered a bee loss too.
We just had that happen too. Yeah.
We're kindred spirits now.
Okay, so another thing with lemongrass, and we're going to try this week, is something I ran across while I was looking through stuff. We're having a little bit of a problem with fleas with our dog.
Okay, well maybe that Liberty lady said you can put too much and they will take off.
And that might be it.
She follows another person and they use lemongrass to catch swarms. So maybe
I think it's just the application. That's what I'm saying. I think I've
maybe
seen
it's
a
one
lot
of those where you dip a toothpick.
It could be. And if you think about it, think about how overpowering this of a smell this is. One drop and you can smell it in the entire room.
That's true.
So it's just like when you're cooking with certain oils, some of them you have to put a full drop in. Some of them you just barely dip a toothpick in it, and sometimes it's too much. Oregano is like that. Whenever I make salsa, I try to put in a little bit of basil and oregano, and I have to just barely use the end of a toothpick to be able to put that in there. Okay, so with going back to the fleas, lemongrass is a good insect repellent as well. We were talking about cedar wood being like that. Lemongrass is as well. You can put a bottle of water, put some lemongrass in it, spray. You can spray your dog with it for fleas, mosquitoes, ants, all of that stuff.
But do not put cedar wood in your tea.
That's what I was getting ready. I don't know how you got me off of that. But you did a good job of distracting me. Yeah, one thing I was saying before about certified therapeutic grade. Remember last week when we had our talk about cedarwood, I said you're not supposed to eat it. You're not supposed to drink it, anything like that. Well, Jason actually, on accident, the next day, I don't normally keep cedarwood out here. And he keeps a bottle of lemon right by his tea. Well, when we were done with the show, he picked up the cedar wood and put it over on his side of the desk. And the next day, I'm at work and I get this huge text message about, am I going to die? Because he had accidentally, instead of putting the lemon in his tea, he had dropped like 5 or 6 drops of cedarwood in his tea. And so he drank good couple gulps of it before he realized what he was drinking. And long story short, it didn't kill you. Made you a little tired.
Hey, kitty, LL.
It made you a little tired. Little bit of an uneasy stomach, but nothing to write home about. But he was fine. Everything was good. But again, that just goes to show you got to be careful with this stuff because it is potent. When you say therapeutic pure grade, I mean, you're talking about some really, really potent stuff. So a little goes a long way. Okay, so here's the part where all the people that follow us after hours will get mad at me. But once again, maybe you'll see a method to my madness. Lemongrass has soothing properties as well as the analgesic properties. It can be a sedative and a hypnotic. It will give you better sleep and longer sleep. So you'll actually be able to rest with lemongrass. The best way to do this, to use this, is to put it in your favorite lotion and, kind of rub it in. If you've got a loved one that can give you a back massage or whatever, that's a great way to administer it. It'll help you relax, relieve tension, anxiety, and just naturally help you to prepare for sleeping. Do you have any questions yet?
No.
Okay. All right. So, I don't know how many of y'all use any prescription medication. Jason, for the longest time, took a medicine that around here we all make all kinds of jokes about. It was a muscle relaxer called cyclobenzaprine. When we started doing essential oils, we found that...
Don't worry about it, kitty.
Lemongrass is actually a good substitute for a muscle relaxer. It's really good for aches and pains. It helps with muscle spasms, lingering pain. It also helps with your blood circulation, so it allows the aches and spasms to kind of relax so you don't have that problem. When your blood circulation is going really well, you're less likely to have spasms. Let me think. I think that's it on that. Okay, so just like cedarwood, lemongrass is also a detoxifier. It will help get rid of fats and uric acid, just like how the cedarwood does. But in this case, lemongrass, and even if you're using, like Danny and Wanda said, they actually grow the lemongrass itself. You can make a tea out of the lemongrass, and it will help flush your system.
Danny, how long have y'all been growing lemongrass? I'm just curious. Keep going.
Oh, I have permission. Just kidding.
Okay, will it help with Graves' disease?
Tell me what Graves' disease is. I'm not familiar with that.
That was cat landrum.
Okay. I need a pen too, dear.
Can you use it in conjunction with cedarwood for ashes, pain, and inflammation? Zena asked that.
Aches, pains, and inflammation. Yes, absolutely. You can layer what they call layering. You can put cedarwood, and we've actually done this with Jason. Cedarwood and lemongrass. We've also used geranium, which is really good. The only thing with geranium, some people love the smell of geranium, some people don't. I don't particularly care for the smell of geranium, so I try to use other things before I get to geranium with Jason.
Do you need to mix lemongrass with a carrier oil?
You don't have to. Some people will show it. They recommend that you start it off with a carrier oil just to see if you're going to have any sensitivity to it. Some people can use it neat. I use it neat. I don't put any kind of carrier oil or lotion with it, and I don't have any adverse reactions to it. But some people will develop a skin sensitivity to it. So the best thing to always do with these oils when you're putting them on topically is to first try it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a carrier oil. I was talking to Krista about this the other day. Sometimes if you're worried about the sensitivity reaction you're going to have, I always think it's best to just put it into a lotion. Put yourself like a dime-sized blob of lotion in there, and just a drop or two, mix it around, and then apply it. And then you'll see, of course it's going to water it down a little bit, but you'll be able to see right away if you're going to have any kind of irritation, with your skin pretty quickly. So that's always my recommendation.
Okay, that one thing that I asked
Graves'
you about,
disease.
that is a thyroid disorder.
Okay.
Now, hold
ahead.
on, I got like 5 of them.
Uh-huh.
Will it lower cholesterol? Will it help with high blood pressure? Does anybody know what happened to Deep South Homestead? There's Lisa in 1967 wants to know if it's hard to grow. I've never really grown it, so I can't.
I don't believe it's that difficult. It grows like a grass. It's long blades. It's very similar to like a mondo grass. It just grows. But I do think, if I'm not mistaken though, you have to have the right conditions just like any other. It's not just like regular grass. You have to have be in a certain zone. Okay, so.
Oh, he's watching Oily also.
Okay, so Graves' disease.
Nope, he's here. Okay. Thought we lost you there, Deep South. How is it hard to grow? Arnie wants to know, are these oils for internal or external only?
Both.
Both. Okay. Go.
And the reason I know that, on most of your oil companies, if it's something that you can ingest, there will be supplement facts on the back of the bottle, just like how you have to have supplement facts on your food. They require them to put the facts on there of, amounts per serving on what, the daily value or whatever. So that lets you know whether you can ingest it or not.
Thank you, Deep South. No, he says no, it's very easy to grow.
Yeah. Okay. So back to detoxing. Yes, you can ingest it. A lot of people will put it in a vegetable caplet. You can buy those just about anywhere, and just put the drops inside the caplet so that you can ingest them instead of having to, some people don't like the flavor of lemongrass. So it's a diuretic, so that means it makes you pee more, which is good because that can flush out stuff. And the cool thing about that is, again, like we talked about cedarwood, when it makes you pee more, what?
Waiting for Wayne.
Oh. When it makes you pee more, it's also keeping all of your bladder, your liver, your kidneys, all that stuff working. So you're less likely to develop like kidney stones, UTIs, things like that, because you're keeping things moving. You're not having. And then the other really cool thing about lemongrass is that it's an antibacterial, so an antifungal. So all of the things that are going on down there, you're not going to have that problem because it's killing that stuff off. What time is it? Okay, good.
How did you use lemongrass to replace cyclobenzaprine?
Well, for one, we stopped using cyclobenzaprine. And the areas where Jason needed the muscles relaxed, we applied it there. And then we layered it with different oils just until we could find what worked the best. We used lemongrass, cedarwood, geranium. We could put 3 or 4 oils in there to just kind of really make those muscles chill out. And the more properties of these oils that have that'll open up your blood vessels, it'll kind of help everything out. It helps blood circulation, so then that helps with all of these muscle spasms and stuff. Somebody asked about high blood pressure, right? I'm gonna get there. I have not ignored that question. Cholesterol, I'm gonna get there too. Just bear with me. Okay, this is the portion where the guys do this again. So everybody, guys, just put your hands over your ears. Just like cedarwood, lemongrass is great for stimulating your period. So if you're having issues with that, to get yourself regular, this is one to help with. A cup of 2 cups of lemongrass tea. And again, you can do that with the oil, or you can do it with the plant. Either way, steep the lemongrass leaves, or just add some lemongrass oil to your tea. Works really good for cramps and also for your mood, for your irritability. Now, because of that though, pregnant women don't need to be using this because it will stimulate a menstrual cycle, and we don't want pregnant women to miscarry. So if you're pregnant, don't use the lemongrass. Wait until after, and even then, if you're planning on nursing, wait. I know it's great to have a natural way to fix things, but you want to really do your research, and lemongrass, again, is also one of those you don't want to take the chances on it. Okay, now the guys can take their hands off their ears.
Good.
Okay, so lemongrass is also really good for sore tummy, upset stomach. It helps with stomach pains, nausea, diarrhea also. So if you have diarrhea, what it's really going to do, diarrhea, your stomach, your intestines are cramping, and so what the lemongrass will do is to help all of that, become a little bit more calm and not cramping as much. So with the nausea, if you're vomiting, it's going to help all of that to just relax. So just apply it on your stomach and just let it kind of do its thing. Another thing lemongrass is really good for is headaches. Again, because of the properties of being able to relieve tension and to relieve anxiety, lemongrass is great for headaches. I would pair it up with something else, whether it be lavender, peppermint. We're going to get to peppermint. I'm going to do a class on that. Peppermint has a lot of great properties, but it's also really good for driving in all the other oils that you're using. So like we were talking about the cyclobenzaprine, when I would put all those oils on him, the very last layer was usually peppermint, because the peppermint would then drive those oils down into the muscle and into the tissue to be able to actually help the oils, do what they're meant to do.
Okay, it went by so fast, I forgot who it was, but somebody asked, will this help with pain from shingles?
I don't know for certain, but from what I know of the research I've done, I would say yes. And I would say that it would also help in the aiding of it not lasting as long. I'm going to tell you about some research and studies that have been done with lemongrass, and because of the properties of what lemongrass has, I would be willing to bet that yes, it would help. Because of the fact that that is a infection, I would think it would.
Southwind Technology says pure peppermint oil dilates all the pores, and that's what causes
it to drive it. Yeah, there you go.
And I think it was Artie that asked, isn't the goal to filter or clean out the liver because the filters are, the liver is what filters the blood. Isn't that, does that also do that?
Yes, absolutely. Because of it being a diuretic, it definitely does. It helps everything to flush. Think of it like when you do a radiator flush, or you do any kind of flush on your engine or your car. Whenever you do a flush on it, you're throwing stuff in to flush everything, all the bad stuff out. And that's what lemongrass will stimulate you to go to the bathroom more, which will then help clean everything out. So that's how it works.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, I told you it was antibacterial and antifungal. Ringworm and athlete's foot. We have a story about lemongrass with ringworm. We were using it. Do you remember this? We were using one of the things that Tasha made.
Yeah.
And it had some lemongrass in it, as well as a couple other things. The lemongrass was in it, and was it Carol or Ladessa? It was one of the girls. Well, they had something, one of them had something on their foot, and at first we thought it was something totally different, like I want to say, it's been so long, but we thought it was like she had scratched open something, and so we started putting this ointment on her foot, and it was getting better. But when it started to heal up, it actually started taking the form of the ringworm. And then we were like, wait a minute, it's ringworm. Well, we went to the doctor to get the traditional cream for it. And when we went in, the doctor at first didn't think it was ringworm because it didn't look like ringworm. And so then they had to do an actual scraping. And even when they did the scraping, because of the antifungal properties of the lemongrass, it was really hard for them to tell that it was lemongrass or that it was ringworm. And we took the prescription for the lotion, but we went to the doctor, or went to the pharmacy afterwards, and the stuff was like $200 for a tube like this big. So I talked to a friend of ours who's actually a doctor as well, and he does a lot of holistic stuff. And he said, keep using the ointment and keep the stuff that we were already using for her. He said it might take her another day or two more than the traditional medication, but it'll work. And it really did. We ended up getting rid of it without buying the $200, traditional medication for it. So I know lemongrass works for ringworm. It's also good for athlete's foot. So if you want to, and it'll kill the fungus, like if you have stinky gym shoes, you can take a cotton ball, put some lemongrass down in it, and put it inside your shoes. Put it in your sock drawer. It'll help kill all of that bacteria and stuff that's going on that you're introducing to your feet.
Oh, so I thought you were talking about the athlete's foot, like it would make you run faster.
No. Another thing you can do with that, for if you have athlete's foot, you can make a foot scrub with it. Get you some of the kosher salt, Epsom salt, something like that. That's a coarse salt. You can put some lemongrass in there, a little bit of hot water. You can do a foot soak. If you don't use the water and just put the lemongrass with the Epsom salts, you can actually scrub your feet with it, and it'll help to get that lemongrass inside your skin, but also to help kill off the fungus in your foot. Another thing is it's been shown to reduce fever. So if you have a cold or the flu and you're fighting a fever, lemongrass is and again, I wouldn't rely on it, but it's definitely an option in your toolbox to be able to try to use. And I was talking to Krista over at Go for Green, and she just, without even knowing she did it, she put lemongrass and peppermint on her grandmother, I think it was, that came home from the hospital. She's having a fever, and she put the lemongrass and peppermint on her, and between the two, it brought her temperature down. It helped out a lot. Let's see. talked about helping. Okay, so the other thing with lemongrass is not only does it stimulate going pee, but it also helps you move your bowels. In other words, it makes you poop. It'll improve digestion. Anybody with ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, anything like that, this can help alleviate some of that discomfort.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
I think I said something earlier about this with it helping to remove uric acid. The other thing is did he say something?
No, a whole bunch of you said poop to this group.
Yeah, I know. So kidney stones.
So does tacos.
There's been a lot of studies done with lemongrass with kidney stones. One, it helps prevent them because, again, if you're peeing and you're filtering all that stuff, you're not going to have a chance to build up that infection. And it helps break down some of the stuff that naturally accumulates to make a kidney stone. So lemongrass is really good for a preventative so that you don't get kidney stones.
Can you use it for a repellent in the garden? Please answer that question and get these people off of poop.
Yes. 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 Yes and no. You gotta be careful with it. A lot of people plant, and Danny might be able to help me out on this. A lot of people use lemongrass in a companion garden situation. So it might be something to look more into as far as a companion gardening scenario. It does work well to keep mosquitoes and ants away. So if you were to put something together with some lemongrass and peppermint, I imagine that would be really good for an anthill, or for trying to keep the ants out of your garden, or like maybe around like what we're having a problem with right now, like our watermelons and our cantaloupes, the ants are starting to come towards the sweet. So it might be nice to try, some lemongrass and peppermint on that to see if that'll keep them away.
Doc wants to know, and this is my doc, not the other doc in here, wants to know if it breaks down uric acid, is it good for gout?
Gotta look that one up, Doc.
Deep South says yes, it does work good with insects.
Yeah.
The president must have known I was getting ready to call for him again because he real quick put that out. So.
Yeah. Well, no, I said Danny can help us with that.
Okay, when starting a collection of essential oils, is this the one you would start with? Mama asked that one.
It's one of them. And again, because I said of how relatively affordable this oil is, if you're going to get into oils, this is definitely one to do, because this is one of the cheaper ones. This is like, if you were to break them down into like level A, B, C, this is an A. This is your entry level as far as price goes for your oils. So I would definitely get it. Some of the other things that I'm fixing to tell you, you're definitely going to want it by the time I'm done.
Mr. President says it works for great with most of the bugs, but not stink bugs. But he doesn't think anything gets rid of stink bugs.
Okay. All right. So, all right. The other thing is it helps promote a healthy immune system. So it's definitely one to keep up with your immune system. And I'll tell you why. This is where we're going to get a little deep. What?
Uncle KK said, dang it, I just stood up when you said Mr. President.
You see the influence you have on people?
He's like, what's wrong with me?
So one of the things that I tripped upon when I was doing my research was a couple of different studies where lemongrass was used to see what its effectiveness was with, a lot of times with antibacterial. They were really interested in finding out about what its effects would be. And I was dumbfounded when I read this one. Lemongrass they did a disc diffusion test. And what that means is they have this big petri dish and then they put these little discs of infection, whatever they're going to do, and they put it inside this petri dish, and then they put whatever they're testing around that dish to see how each one of those little mini discs of infection react. Okay, so they did this with staph infection. Okay?
Zena wants to know the name of the book.
This book is The Essential Life.
The Essential Life.
Okay, so, and that's not where I found this. I did a lot of different research all over the place. But what they did is they put staph infection inside this petri dish, and then they put lemongrass in it. And they found that the lemongrass stopped the staph infection from growing. Completely stopped it in its tracks. And the implications to that, and I want you to think about this for a second. We are a nation that is overusing antibiotics all the time. People jump really quick to take antibiotics for everything. And so what is happening is there are new strains of disease coming out that are becoming more and more resistant to antibiotics.
Okay, I got a question. I don't know how you want to answer. You might just want to tell this individual to contact us. But Sissy Foster, do you recommend any particular brand or company of essential oils? And I don't know if you want to answer that because I'm not sure about that.
We're with a particular company, and there's a reason we're with that company. I will explain more to you on a private message if you just want to send it to either my Facebook page at Robin Rear. You can send it to bigbearfarms@hotmail.com. Any of those, I can give you a little bit more information on that. But that's not why we're here. We're just learning about lemongrass right now. But back to this whole staph infection. What it did was completely stop the staph from growing. And if you think about that, we have all of these infections that are starting to become more and more resistant to antibiotics because we use antibiotics so much that they're just mutating. And the cool thing about lemongrass is because it's not being used, it's got a potential to help with those kinds of antibiotic resistant diseases or infections. So, something to kind of think about. Another thing is, remember I was telling you about citral, the one of the main properties in lemongrass that helps with all of the properties that it has. A lot of it has to do with the citral that's in lemongrass. It's been used in conjunction with treatment of early onset of cancer, especially in skin cancer. It's an antioxidant, and what it does is it inhibits the growth of the cells, just like how we were talking of the cancer cells. Just like how we're talking about it helping with the antibiotic resistant staph infection, same thing. I read a really cool article a little while ago about in Israel, there's some guy that's got a farm of lemongrass, and over time there was a study done at one of the universities in Israel where they found that lemongrass tea, over time of ingesting the lemongrass tea, that it actually, the citral that's in the lemongrass causes the cancer cells to actually commit suicide. And it's a process called, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but you can look it up. It's apoptosis. It's programmed cell death. What happens is it kills the bad stuff but leaves the good stuff alone. So it's able to target cancer cells, it's able to target staph and kill it. What?
Nothing.
Okay. So, something to look into research-wise. I read several different studies that kind of support this. So, do your own research, see what else you can find about it, but this is what I found. Pretty
President
stuff.
said that when it cools off, they're going to talk about splitting some of theirs. The President's lemongrass.
Splitting it. He's going to do a video on
I
showing
think
how to
so,
split
yeah.
it, I guess. Okay, cool.
Right.
All right. So now let's talk about high blood pressure. Because its properties are anti-inflammatory, it helps with high blood pressure, arthritis, cardiovascular health. Again, because it's allowing, and this is the other property that's in lemongrass is limonene, I think. It's the other property that's present in, the other part or makeup of the lemongrass that gives it some of its properties. It'll help lower cholesterol. Somebody was asking about that because it helps you maintain your triglycerides and also helps lower the bad cholesterol levels. It makes it easier because remember, we're talking about it being able to loosen everything up and open everything up. It makes it easier for the blood to flow through, and it lowers the chance of cardiac trouble. So you're not going to have to, you have more of a chance of those vessels not, and arteries and stuff not closing in, but actually opening up and relaxing.
I was going to say, Brad, that wasn't my choice.
What?
To who was going to be VP.
Oh, who was VP?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh.
What about lupus? And also, how would you, if so, how would you use it?
For lupus, let's look and see what the handy dandy notebook says.
I think that's another separate one.
If I'm not mistaken, lupus is one of those things where a detox blend would work really well. You're going to help clean out a bunch of stuff. I'll have to do some research on that one. If you send me a message, I can kind of help you, direct you in the right way with that. A lot of these, remember these oils, you can a lot of times ingest them, apply them topically or aromatherapy. So with lupus, I'm not really sure. That's not one of the ones that I really have done a lot of research on. I did have somebody ask about gout though, right?
Lupus is an autoimmune disease.
Autoimmune, okay. So yeah. I'd have to look more into that one. Didn't you tell me somebody said something about gout?
Somebody asked about gout. That was Bumblebee.
I was going to look real quick for him because that's my bud.
Did you answer the one about blood pressure and high cholesterol?
Yes. Doc, I'll get back to you on gout. I'll look that one up. I think I've had to answer that before for Brian, so I'm going to have to refresh on that one.
I know black cherries help with gout.
Yes, tart cherry.
Tart cherries.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. It can help reduce candida infections with the yeast, thrush. They've even, and this might, with the, you're asking about lupus, they've used it to treat people who get thrush as a result of HIV or AIDS, which is also an autoimmune issue. So, I would think if it's working for that, if it's been known to help with that, then it stands to reason that it would have the same properties to help with lupus. You just have to do a little bit more research on that. Let's see. Another thing, I was talking about how the air, the very first thing I talked about was the air freshener. Another thing is that it actually has been shown to be an air disinfectant, kind of like how you use Lysol and stuff. They did a test in an office environment where they diffused the lemongrass into the air, and it actually reduced the bacteria in the air by 89%. So this is something like I always remember, people used to always tell me that, public bathrooms are gross and da-da-da-da. But then there was all this research done that the filthiest place is actually somebody's desk in an office, because you never think to clean your desk. Like, people don't just take everything off their desk, wipe it down, disinfect everything. And some people do, but for a majority of people, they don't. So this kind of made me think, wow, maybe I should diffuse a little bit of lemongrass in my office, because I have a lot of guys in there, and there's a lot of dirt and dust that gets kicked up. And so, lemongrass might be one of those things for me where we would put it in the air and it would help to disinfect the bacteria that's inside the air. You got any more questions? All right, guess what? I'm done. I don't have any more. So, do I have any questions?
Do we have any questions for the Secretary of Health? No, Brett says he wants us to go longer.
You want me to go longer? What do you want me to talk about?
Talk more about lemongrass. Okay, you got to give it a second.
What, for people to start asking questions?
Great job, good job, blah, blah, blah. Farmer Meemaw. There you be, I missed you. Okay, can you give us a list to start out with?
Yes.
Brad says ice cream, whatever you want. Were you going to talk about peppermint?
Ooh. I'm not prepared to talk about peppermint.
You can talk a little bit about it.
I can tell you that peppermint is amazing for a lot of different things. And just like I knew that lemongrass was amazing for different things, I didn't know the depth and width of what lemongrass is good for.
Daily doses. Tennessee Sue wants to know, is there all they put was daily dosage suggestions.
Okay. Depends on what for. One thing I did find is there is a lot of research done on using reflexology points. Like, for instance, with the thyroid. Somebody asked about, that was the other thing I did not get to. Someone asked about hyper and hypothyroid, because we've been talking about that. Okay, so one thing I'll tell you, if you do kefir,
Uncle KK, that's a Danny question.
Or kefir, kombucha, bone broth, all of those things, definitely look into those. Kitty, you specifically, and there was somebody else in the chat room the other night, we were talking about this. Look into kefir, whichever way you pronounce it, kombucha, and bone broth. And if you don't know anything about, I know quite a bit about kombucha and bone broth. I'm not as well versed in kefir. So just, if you want to know more about it, just let me know and I can point you in the right direction. Booch, I know. But those are really good for thyroid issues. So definitely look into that. Also, lemongrass and myrrh. Myrrh is kind of expensive. But when you're dealing with things like thyroid, the medication for thyroid is really expensive. So something to look into. And with the thyroid, you would put it on your throat, where your thyroid obviously is. But then also you could put it on your toe, which is a reflexology point for your throat, on your big toe. I know that sounds really funny, but there are different pressure points and different places within the feet and hands that have been shown to help transmit those oils to where they actually need to go the quickest.
Now, somebody asked, what about rosacea?
For skin. I would be careful with lemongrass with rosacea because of the fact that you can develop a skin sensitivity to it. I don't know that I would recommend lemongrass for that. Let me look it up real quick because I've kind of got an idea of what I want to tell you for rosacea, but I wanted to make sure that I was right.
There's nobody behind us, y'all, so we don't have to get off at exactly 10. We can try to get to all your questions.
Rosemary, the ones I'm getting are rosemary, clary sage. Clary sage makes sense. Helichrysum, again, helichrysum is like the wonder oil. It's really good for cell regeneration. And it's also saying Roman chamomile. Let me see something real quick. Because I want to say that there is a recipe for something for rosacea on here. Maybe not.
So can you talk about peppermint next week?
I can.
Okay.
I can talk about peppermint next week. I will write it down so that it is, yeah, we'll go with that.
Alright, we're going to talk about peppermint next week. Do you want to do the giveaway now?
Sure, we can. Oh, you didn't do what I told you we needed to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Alright, so we're not going to tell you what we're going to run right now.
No, they're already starting with letters. I mean, numbers. It ain't numbers this time.
Okay. So, we're going to give away a small sample of lemongrass. And I'm going to pick. Jason's going to pick.
I already did it. Look, see, y'all writing down numbers and everything, and you don't even know what we're talking about yet.
It is going to be one of.
Okay. I wrote down a letter in the alphabet. Now, when I drop this pen, that means go.
They're already doing it.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they will. Watch. Because look at the lag. What is Jethro Tull? See? Are the letters not in the alphabet?
Starting.
Now. Oh, Jesus.
Right there. Who was it? I just saw
I don't know. Stop.
Tennessee Sue! I think Tennessee Sue was the first one. Let me check.
It was the letter Q. Well, we're going to say her anyway, just because
Yep.
you said her name.
Yeah.
Alright.
Tennessee Sue is the winner. Tennessee Sue, if you could please send us a message either via Big Bear on Facebook or Big Bear here on the YouTube. Wayne, really?
What is that?
And give us your address and we will ship you out a sample bottle of the lemongrass.
Oh, Wayne is so funny. Who was it that was asking about rosacea?
Okay, who was it that asked about rosacea? Because it went by so fast, I barely got rosacea written down.
Because I'm going to look that one up and be able to send to whomever.
No, it's over. Quit writing letters.
What if I said my P was dyslexic? Donna Weeks? Is that who it was? Okay.
Okay. Donna, you were the one that was asking about rosacea? Please raise your hand if it's true. We want to make sure that we,
ASDFJK also. Yep, Donna Weeks. President is going to take a nap. You guys have fun.
Good night, Mr. President.
Okay, so what was her name? Donna Weeks?
Donna Weeks. Yep, Donna Weeks.
Okay. Alright, Donna, I'll look up rosacea. If you can email me at bigbearfarms@hotmail.com, and just put in the subject rosacea, and then that way I can send that back to you.
Refresh, Zena. Please, ma'am.
totally got ripped. Do you still have written down who we were supposed to send everything to on? Because I gotta send all that out.
No, you wrote all that down.
Oh lordy, that's not good.
I thought you were Speaker of the House, Brad.
Oh, he's not VP?
No, I think they made Tommy VP.
Tommy Alderman or Tommy from Off Grid?
I don't remember.
Oh wow. Okay, so anyway, well that's my story and I'm sticking to
You're
it.
sticking to it. Okay, so do we have any more questions?
Want to know about them. Robin, I put that book on my wish list. Yeah. Was that elderberry you were asking about, Ozark?
I think so. Brad is the House Speaker, from what I've been told.
I lose story of my life. Oh, that's funny. That's crazy. Oh well. Okay, so
Would it help to wash off poison ivy?
oh no, because isn't poison ivy's an oil? It's the oil, right? So I would imagine that washing would just spread it. What?
No.
What?
Who makes me make this face? Okay, so, hops work great for my arthritis.
Yeah, he's talking about beer. Yeah, I think Brad already knows about colloidal silver. That's what he's using right now. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you gotta remove the oil.
Yeah, you gotta. Well, they're saying wash with soap. Yeah, you have to get rid of the oil. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and dry it out. So that's why, like with poison ivy, usually people used to use calamine lotion. And that was because what it would do would be, as the poison ivy was weeping, it would pull that oil away from the skin. So that's, yeah, I don't know about washing. Still pounding. Starter flood.
Okay, so we've talked about cedarwood and we've talked about lemongrass. Next week we're going to talk about
Peppermint.
peppermint. So now we're going to open it up to, do you guys have any questions about oils, questions on myths or stuff that you've heard that maybe Mama could clear up for y'all? Good night, Zena. Oh boy.
What? Yeah, chiggers. Ugh. It was Augustine.
That was Augustine. I don't know what he means by that.
No idea.
Saint
Augustine.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're still talking about poison ivy.
On the beer thing.
I wear apins. They're talking about silver.
Yeah,
beer.
colloidal silver.
Okay.
Yeah, clear nail polish. That's what I've always heard.
Okay, what would be your top 10 starter kit?
Okay, I would go with lemon, lemongrass, peppermint, lavender, oregano, and then here's where you start getting into what's more specific for you. We like the protective blend, which for doTERRA is On Guard. But any protective blend, whatever the company you're in, let's see.
Thank you, Orphan Lady.
I
Good
said
night.
peppermint. Another really good one is the respiratory blend. It has, like, if eucalyptus is in it.
I thought it was a terrorist, Kitty.
Who?
Keep going.
Oh. Eucalyptus is another really good one. It's really good for breaking up phlegm and coughs and mucus and all that nastiness that comes with colds and allergies.
Okay, Farmer Mimo, she just said eucalyptus, but I don't know if I was busy trying to ban the terrorist. I don't know what she was asking. Let me go back and see what they're talking about. Okay, Off Grid needs to know the name of the book.
It's called The Essential Life. Now, I don't know where all you can get this book. I know that we get a really good deal when my one of my friends goes to convention each year, and they sell the books pretty cheap. The more of the order they get, the cheaper they become because the shipping gets lower or something like that. So this book ran me under $20 when I bought it 2 years ago. It is full of remedies, recipes, everything from, and it's not just for human stuff, it's got stuff for your garden, it's got recipes, it has things to use on your garden, things to use on your pet, so it's a very versatile book. It helps out with a lot of stuff. And it helps you understand more about, like, what thing that you're looking for, what you're trying to address, what issue you're trying to address, so you start to learn more how to use the properties of the actual oil.
Farmer Mimo's like me. She likes eucalyptus. She'd say that'd be a good one to start off too. That's why.
Yeah, I was telling Krista over at Big Family Homestead, you can take eucalyptus and just take a washcloth and put a couple of drops, wet your washcloth, put a couple of drops in a washcloth and put it in the far part of your shower, so that when you go take a shower and the water just barely hits it, and the steam starts to rise, you're going to get that vaporizer effect from the eucalyptus. It's a really good one to have.
Angel Man says, how do you clear mold out of an old farmhouse that has been closed up?
My son knows the answer to that one. He has a really good recipe for mold. I think I know there's a vinegar base.
Angel Man, send us a message and we'll get my son's recipe to you.
Yeah, and it works tremendously because we just recently, our house was built in the 50s, and over the years, people have just put more drywall up and things of that nature. When we started to pull drywall away, we found some pretty nasty stuff, and so we used that on the mold, and it's great. Another thing that it's really good for, baseball caps. When you wear a baseball cap a lot and you sweat, you get that ring around your cap that gets really nasty. You can spray this mixture on the hat and then let it sit for a little while and then wash it, let it dry. Just a lot of people will put it on their dishwasher top rack, I think. Will allow it to wash and then dry. So that's a suggestion for that. I'll get you that recipe. Blaze found it somewhere on some internet site and he swears by it. Works really well.
Okay, a lot of people want to know that mold one. So we're on again on the Homestead Network on Saturday.
We'll look it up and
we'll have it for you guys then.
Okay. But if you can't wait till then, you can always, guys, utilize our email. It's bigbearfarms@hotmail.com. If you ever have any questions about any of this stuff, we get notifications throughout the day about our email, so we can definitely help you out.
Yes.
buzz in and tell him I need some tea with some honey because my throat's really starting to bother me.
We need tea with honey. I say again, we need tea with honey.
And
This is a class alpha emergency. I say again, a class alpha emergency.
And the oregano.
And the oregano.
And some lotion.
And some lotion. We need the oregano and the lotion. I just can't believe I said that on the open line. This is a class A emergency. Tea with honey or oregano with lotion. I say again.
Okay, so they're finding hot. So they're finding
hot
it
tea
on Amazon for $25. How many followers?
That's correct. I forgot to say that.
Oh no, Donna, I don't mind it.
This
really
is
don't.
not a drill. I say again, this is not a drill.
Donna, I really don't mind it at all.
Okay.
Because a lot of times the emails that I get are really straightforward and I can answer them in a sentence.
Okay, Doc. No, it's not Doc. That's Ski. One had a question mark. Lotion with the question mark. No, you don't get this. Oregano is what they call a hot oil. And if your wife is an extremely greenhorn when she first starts messing with oils and
doesn't do her research
and she says, "Oh,
I heard
oregano is good for skin tags." And if you got a skin tag right here in the armpit,
hey, what lotion?
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. And she says, let's try it. And she takes the oregano and puts it on said skin tag. And I'm laying there and I'm like, whew.
Getting hot.
It's getting a little warm, honey.
I'm like, good, it's working.
That means it's working. She says, that means it's working. I'm like, honey, it's getting hot. Quit being a sissy. It'll be over in a minute.
I said, marine up.
And I sneezed. I went, choo. And my arm, when I sneezed, came down like that. Bam. So the oregano went all in here. I'm on fire. Burning. She thinks it's funny. She's not helping. She thinks it's funny. She leaves me to my own accord. I'm desperate. I'm not thinking because my pit is on fire. So I go and try to get a washcloth with soap. I'll just wash it off. Oil and water don't mix.
All it did was spread it.
It just spread it. I got a first degree burn from about here to about here. And then she looks it up and she goes, oh, I wasn't supposed to cut it with something.
I was supposed to thin it out. Sorry.
Yes, me on fire with 2 syllables. That's hot.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and just in case if anybody ever has this happen to them, when you find out.
What's up, Grandpa? You're late.
When you find out the wrong way that an oil is hot, you can use lavender to calm it down. Or you can go ahead and put some coconut oil or something to try and help thin it out.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely don't use water because water and oil do not mix.
Arnie, I don't know if it was Greek, if it was Italian, or if it was Russian. All I know is that oregano was hot.
Even, look, I'm putting lotion and oregano on my feet because I feel like I'm starting to get sick. But even putting it with the lotion, my feet are warm. Like, they're not hot, but my feet feel warm now.
Yes, coconut oil is great for thinning. Yeah, we know that now.
Yeah.
After I got 40-degree burns in my pit.
Coconut oil is good, but like I said before, I favor using any lotion because, especially with oregano, because oregano is so strong. I mean, smell this lotion. It's got a good regular smell to it. But you can smell the oregano, right? Like oregano.
Well, that's not very nice to say because I am now shell shocked.
No, you have PTSD from oregano.
I wake up at night going, get oregano away from me.
That's what your nightmares are about. It's about the oregano.
Okay, how many your new BFF, she wants to know how many drops do you put in the lotion?
I put 4 because I can't afford to be sick, especially on a Monday. I got 4 more days of work. I cannot be sick. So earlier I put some On Guard on my throat because I felt like my lymph nodes were getting a little
Fractionated
swollen.
coconut oil.
Yes.
Ginger.
What did she ask? You can use regular virgin coconut oil, cold pressed.
And always Steve said that would be OTSD.
Yeah. Well.
Oregano stress disorder.
Yeah.
And Teresa, no, the stinking tag is still there.
It's because you made me get it off before it would work.
Lonely Prepper, you can use oregano if the fecal matter hits the oscillation device. You can use it as your own napalm. But oregano works really good. So I may be, I don't want to say overdoing it, but I am using quite a bit to make sure that I kill off whatever. How much? Heather Junker wants to know. That did I say that? Junker? Wow.
Yeah, Heather Junker.
Heather Junker.
How much lotion? So basically like a dime's worth, and then maybe 2 drops, 2 or 3 drops. Works really well. What?
Teresa says I need to take braid nail clippers, okay, and cut it off.
Ugh.
Or use a wart freeze.
Whoa, did somebody say something about south of the border?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
That none yet. Did I do something to anger you people?
Tried to make himself Italian by adding to his back. Yeah, you're talking about the roasted taco now.
No, I haven't been bathing in pizza sauce. See, wait, friends like y'all.
But see, that oregano is working good. See, I can't stand having my feet cold at all, and that's the benefit to this oregano is it keeps my feet nice and warm.
Yeah.
It works really
Right
well.
now, my pits, they smell it and they're jumping. Robin, what would you use for swimmer's ear?
That is, we talked about that.
We did.
When Kay was here, she was talking about stuff inside the ear. Okay, so the first thing to keep in mind with anything in your ear, you do not want to put the oil inside your ear. Not a good idea. As far as any kind of ear issues, I want to say it was Melaleuca that she was taught. Yeah, Melaleuca. You take Melaleuca or even basil or rosemary.
Basil, that's another evil one.
Just a drop and put it behind the ear. Don't put it inside your ear. Put it behind the ear, and you can even put it, on like up here by your cheekbone. Would help.
I just want to see you do a push up, Dutch.
Just don't put it inside. Don't pour it in your ear. That's basil or Melaleuca or rosemary.
Remember, be nice in the chat. Well, never mind. It ain't gotta go. The chat box doesn't stay.
Who are they?
I don't know.
No.
Okay. So, what are the other hot oils?
I'm not certain.
I know we need to get a list, and it needs to be posted in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the living room, in the bedroom.
That's a question from Miss K. I think she told me, is it cinnamon? There's a couple of them that are hot.
Okay, Sibley's Sybil's Practical Living and Prepping says that their doctor told them to warm up olive oil, drip it into the ear to displace the water.
And I mean that makes perfect sense. I don't know. I'm kind of funny about putting stuff inside my ears to begin with.
Okay.
So
Arnie said something about rosemary. I think it was Arnie. Is Melaleuca oil the same as tea tree?
Tea tree, yes, it is.
Do you use clove for toothache?
Yes. You can. I have not. But yes, you can. Especially like around cavities. Like if you have a cavity or something like that.
I put lemon in my tea.
Yes.
You shouldn't put things in your ear. And you shouldn't put oregano oil in your pits.
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing about putting stuff inside your ear. I'm real hesitant with that. Wow.
The vinegar, okay. Woo! They almost got booted.
Who?
Cocoman tea 250. Castor oil 1550 is good for preventing swimmers. Okay, they still talking about the
Ear. Swimmer's ear. I was gonna see if I could find the final house.
Okay. Farmer Meemaw says that she really needed to go, but she didn't want to miss anything. Farmer Meemaw, I hope you sub to us and then you won't ever miss a thing.
So cinnamon is definitely one of them.
Cinnamon is a hot oil.
Clove.
Clove is a hot oil. Oregano is a hot oil.
Oregano. Thyme.
Thyme keeps on slipping into the bathtub.
I think that's it. Of what I've got. That looks like it's it. Now there's other ones that you can be sensitive to.
Night, Krista. Say night to your BFF.
Night, Krista. I have a lot of BFFs. You
Yes,
gotta specify the BFF. Krista's got to go to bed because she's got to wake up early.
Well, she said she was going to turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah. She got to get her sleep.
Is ginger a hot oil? Because Beth Grant DeRose is saying that ginger is a hot oil.
I don't believe so because I've used ginger neat before with Jason and he didn't squall like a little sissy girl like you did with oregano.
Everybody's saying it is a hot oil.
It can be, you can have a sensitivity to it, but I've never, we normally layer it with something else, but.
What is a good one for dry skin in a man's beard? I just ran out, but I didn't know what the oil was. It's homesteading with Dutch. Oregano.
No.
Talk about push-ups now? How about cinnamon?
Cedarwood.
How about clove?
We talked about cedarwood earlier. That's a good one for dry skin. I want to say like Melaleuca is always a go-to with skin irritations. Melaleuca has even been tested on which one is it? One of those gonorrhea one. Herpes. On herpes, they've got studies out that Melaleuca actually will treat herpes.
I think Wayne just got excited.
Oh, because we found something for herpes.
Him and Dutch both.
But anyway, so Melaleuca's definitely.
Sunny Patch Bayou, night all, great show. Good night, Sunny Patch. Thank you. Please subscribe. It's the first time I saw y'all.
Come on back now, you hear? This is another really good book that I have. It's a expanded version of an essential oils. It's they give out the people that I get my oils from. I guess they have like an upline or whatever. And they've been doing it for so long, they've started writing their own books. And so they have this little bitty book that they give out to people like when they're first getting started with their oils. But they also have this one that's a little bit more in depth. And it has all the reflexology charts in the back with the ears, your feet, your hands. It has different oils to use for different systems in your body. So it's pretty cool.
Kitty, what's our number? What's the temperature outside? Do we know?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Why?
Because Teresa wanted to know how hot are we tonight, because it's 60 where she's at right now.
Well, I know when I woke up this morning it was 70.
It's good to get the gray out of Big Bear's beard.
What? What's good to get the gray out of Big Bear's beard? Shave it off.
Nude.
Just for men. Did Kitty give you a number?
Yeah. We're still in the 80s.
Okay. So next week we'll talk about peppermint. I may give away maybe 2 bottles of that. I'm feeling a little frisky.
Uh-oh.
Well, heck, you made me give away a couple of lemongrass. Well, we already gave away a couple lemongrass on Saturday. Because Palmetto, is he still in there? Palmetto Paratrooper?
Paramount Paratrooper is still in here.
Yeah, you got his email, his address and email. I saw that, so I got to send that to him. Is Mama still in here? They already leave?
I think so. Yeah, Mama's still here.
Okay, so I'm going to send her balance and Mr. Steve's cedarwood. Because he got the cedarwood. Any questions?
Okay. So do we have any last minute questions for the mama?
Because the mama's getting ready to go.
Well, where's she?
And I gotta get some sleep.
Oh, that's awesome, Mom.
What?
She said the figs are on their way.
Yay! Yeah, I talked to her.
Okay, anything for severe arthritis. Jack of all, master of nuns. He was tardy, but we'll still answer his question.
For arthritis, I use lemongrass. I also use anything that I treat Jason's neuropathy with. I also use for arthritis. Because what I'll do is once I've rubbed it down on him, then I spread the rest of the oil in my hands. Deep Blue or Soothing Blend, whatever company you're with, the Soothing Blend of that company works really well. doTERRA actually has a Deep Blue rub that is a lotion, and it works really well for that. And then we usually put the peppermint on over top of that to help with that.
I need a fresh one of these, please. Alright, so, okay, hot pepper's the hotter.
Yeah, capsaicin does work really well for arthritis. I have heard that. Also, bee stings. I've heard the bee venom, that they've been able to extract bee venom and give arthritis shots, or people shots of bee venom for arthritis.
Speaking of bee, this is
what's left
of our honey
moment of silence
from our hive that got taken away from us by the terrorists known as
wax moths.
ISIS wax moth. Is wax moth.
Can I have that spoon?
So could we please have
a moment of silence?
A moment of silence, please.
What's everybody saying?
They're saying lower their heads.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, moments is up.
Okay. Oh, no, don't do that.
Grandpa's not past 11 yet.
What did he say? It's close.
Nothing. No, nothing. Let it go. Okay, so any more questions for Mama? Essential oil related.
Yeah, we're not talking about O'Reilly.
That is family friendly. Okay, Mr. Steele, what is a wax moth? A wax moth is a moth that was created by Satan. Their whole purpose in life is to cause homesteaders heartache and beekeepers heartache.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what it is a moth that goes into a beehive and she lays her eggs, and then the larva will eat and destroy the hive, and if it gets taken over, it will completely kill the hive.
And they feed off the brood,
Yes.
don't they?
Yes, they'll feed off of the brood and everything. We have a very good video on it since we got hit by them. We took the time and did a good video on them. It's called Killer on the Homestead. So go check it out. And if you have any more questions, if you have any more questions, please just shoot me a message and I'll
help you anyway.
Help you out. So, all right. Any more questions for Mama and the oils? Oh, Mr. Steele, there is absolutely no doubt because they leave a waxy or a spider web trail behind them.
If you look at that video, you can see the destruction of what it does. It's really bad. It wasn't colony collapse. We know exactly what it was this time.
Okay. So, we're waiting for the lag. I'm going to hold my hand up. That's a long lag.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Okay. Now, I'm going to drop my hand. Is there any more questions for Mom? I should have never picked up my hand and put numbers out now.
Huh? I didn't see Simply Circus wasn't in there tonight.
Okay, y'all. Well, thanks for joining us on the Essential Oils class. We really appreciate it. Kitty, what did our number get up to? And it was awesome. Thank you for all the participation that we had. Again, if you guys have any questions and we didn't get to them or I missed them, please feel free to shoot us a message and we'll hook you up that way. Tomorrow is Insomnia Club starting at, what did I say, 10?
10, I think.
10. And then we will be on again Saturday at
7, I think.
well, right after 46 degrees north. So is Brad still here?
I think 7.
I think so.
I think we're at
We're at 9 p.m. Eastern on, that's what Kitty, no, we're not, no. For Tuesday. Okay, 9, I said 9 for Tuesday for the Insomnia Club.
Thursday.
No, I'm not Thursday. I'm not doing Thursday. What are we on Saturday, Kitty? I forget because we just changed. I think we're 7 to 8.
7 to 8, and then Living on a Dime's 8 to 9.
Yes.
And then Deep South is 9 to 10.
Yes. Okay, so we're 7 to 8 on Saturday.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check out the homesteadnetwork.com to get a listing of all the new shows. Brad's adding stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
No, Tuesday.
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Right.
Okay. Tomorrow's Tuesday. All right. Then the next Homestead Network show, if I'm not mistaken, is Thursday with his Tech Talk, and then Grandpa's Farm right after that. The name of the book is The Essential Life. If you guys would like a copy, please send Robin a message because we have a friend that's going to the convention. And
it's going to be a newer model. Whatever you're seeing on Amazon or whatever, the copyright's probably 2015. The ones that I'm going to be able to get are going to be this year's with all of the new, because a lot of the companies have introduced new blends and new oils this year. So those oils will be included in the new book.
Wayne will be on Fridays at our old slot.
Okay.
And that was 8 to 9. So Wayne's Country Living is on Friday from 8 to 9.
Then Go for Green.
And then Go for Green Living, and then the new Carolina Prepper.
Okay.
Now, when you guys go to the homesteadnetwork.com, up there in the upper right corner, Brad is asking for your email. You guys please put your email in there. He's not going to spam you, but he does want to put that in to play, that if there is a storm somewhere, like up in like if Wayne can't come on because there's a storm in Ohio and Deep South Homestead's going to take his spot, he wants to send out a mass email so you guys don't miss anything. That's really the only reason why he's going to be using it. Also, go to the Homestead Network on Facebook. You got the Homestead Network Forum. Now, that is a group where we can chat, share. We put up a thing about Wayne's family today, and we got the prayer line going for that in that one. Now, we also have the Homestead Network barter page, and that is strictly just for bartering.
Just for trading.
Yeah, just for trading.
No money.
So, thanks for coming by. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. I'll see you guys on Tuesday night for the Insomnia Club, which is tomorrow night. And I will talk to y'all later. And like always, have a nice day.